long time since lock-in. It's been a long time since that miracle run, way back when they beat Fnatic back at Reykjavik in 2022.
While also winning over the hearts of literally everyone. And that's why, you know, there are so many people that are excited to see them back on the stage, but this is quite the foe you're facing against first, and Depp is already, oh my. Well, it certainly could have been more troublesome. It could have been a lot more damage than it was.
That could have been horrible.
Yep.
But instead, Depp gets such a deep position, and he clears the south side almost entirely. So right now, they have a great idea of what's going on. And I'm surprised to not see anybody from Zeta moving right now. They should have known it was A side a long time ago there.
They are a bit more cautious and a bit more concerned with this, aren't they? Chronicle's getting the spike down. You see Fnatic still have some control, some positioning over towards Dish. Courtesy of Durka, they have a really good setup here.
Despite the long rotate and the very late one, they get some really good post-plant positions to actually retake here from. So both sides entrenched at this point.
Boaster's going to have to be one of the first to be dealt with, and yeah, they don't even check him. He was still down under hell, and I mean, Fnatic have just wiped the floor with Zeta in this round.
You really expected a little bit more there from Zeta after all the time that they took to set up in that. But it's two corners they don't check, just two corners. And despite maybe a good opening strategy, they would have potentially just found Alfier by himself when Depp dove past him in that one.
Yeah.
Despite all that, nothing for them. So that speaks to potentially what we might see here. Some nerves, some discipline, not checked up right now. And what the Des was talking about a lot, how slow Zeta play.
I have the spike.
It's completely flipped on its head in the first round.
Marshall in the hands of Boaster, and he's already finding value with it.
I mean, this is a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every single round on Fracture. Attack side after the pistol round win, which comes quite frequently for this team. Boaster with that Marshall farming as many orbs as he can.
Hey, he's already gotten a considerable amount. He's already more than halfway. Boaster get the ace, baby. The crowd's going to go wild. Oh, no!
I mean, 2 aces in the end, Saiko would have been crazy today.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. I mean, he gave it a run, and he was close. Just not able to connect, though. Ultimately, Fnatic walk away with the win on the round. They keep 3 rifles. Boaster's very close to having his orbital strike online. It wasn't as flashy as we would have liked, but it gets the job done.
Oh, absolutely. And actually, considering how the rest of the round played out, Boaster was just holding for these. I mean, I was talking about how he usually farms orbs, but instead he's holding for the kills. Alfier was the guy holding the orbs. Is that Boaster or is that Kong Kong? I can't tell.
He looked the same, didn't he?
Now this swap for Fnatic off of the fade onto the Sova is going to be really interesting to see in these next couple of attempts. They had so many opportunities to face off against this composition that they know how you can counter it. But such a wild comp from Zeta. Almost nobody playing this Paper X EDG style comp. One thing that I've noticed Fnatic being so good at on all maps is moments like these where, you know, you're in the bonus round, you're trying to get some information. They're so good at freezing and just allowing some time to elapse so that they can let their thoughts actually settle here. And it always allows them to have such good calls after this. One of the reasons why Boaster has really stepped up in terms of reputation for his IGLing ability this year.
We'll see if he's able to do anything with what you were just referring to, trying to be able to settle on the round, get any information that he can, and then work around it. Laz looks to be the first to contact here. Fnatic want to burst towards B. Remember, we don't see Chamber very much, and we're not going to see him anymore this round either.
And Chronicle taking that first contact too. Just ridiculous.
30 seconds left.
There were so many people that were excited for this Chamber pick, for Laz on that Chamber pick in particular. But a brutal start. Meanwhile, Fnatic going to continue to pounce forward and trample. Boaster falls, though. Yeah. There are a lot of guns on the other side of this, so Durka with 2 big ones.
They can't get to this yet. Alfier has to be the guy to deny Depp. He has to go through.
Be quick. He's got to be quick. It's gotten to half. That's a bonus for Fnatic. Huge play from Alfier.
The other 2 players there, Leo and Chronicle, were both either a body way in front of them, controlling their space, or just completely mollied off, so they couldn't do anything either. But bonus conversion, this is the scary part about Fnatic, man. You let them get started, and it takes so long to chip back at that lead. Thankfully here, Zeta, Depp with the amount of flanking he's been doing, does have his overdrive online, so they can go for something crazy. And looks like they're setting up for a dish push. But look, Durka and Leo are going to use some of their util here to actually just completely deny this.
And Depp does not seem to care, but Durka and Leo both handle it well. A little bit of damage done as 10 was there too. The orbital strike used, but Chronicle receiving the pressure on the other side.
A very risky peek there as well from Chronicle on the last player of 10. Oh, Alfear is in their spawn. Should have heard them there.
Spike planted.
And now with the plant, it's wide open as well for Alfear, no matter what.
He was out of range of the turret. So that did not get him any info. 10 has crept his way up, and the only question is Chronicle aware? Does he know?
Oh, the jiggle peek just missed him.
Just barely. I mean, we're talking about seconds, but Alfear swings out at just the right time to get Fnatic 4.
Now that crossfire ends up being pretty brutal there for Chronicle and Alfear. And I love Alfear missed the jiggle, sure, but then he gets into an off angle to get the next peek on it. So his timing works out really nicely no matter what. And check this out from Boaster as well, ulting off this push from Arcade so that this isn't a pinch coming in from Zeta. Really nice adaptations there on the fly to deal with that aggression, but maybe a little bit readable there from Zeta, given how Depp has been playing so far, how he's been constantly going for flanks, and how that was the only tool in that round.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Because of the success Fnatic have had, they find themselves up 4 with 3 ults in this round. Leo halfway to his too.
Yeah, but some control here. Are they really just reacting into A after all that?
And Laz is by himself, but he is playing from a safe position. He can get away.
Has the op too.
Just a second late, man.
You were talking about expectations from Laz on the chamber. And I was waiting for the op to come online.
Uh-oh, Showstopper's out. 10 finds nothing, but it's Durka who gets the kill. They've got the Rolling Thunder too, they have everything.
And if they needed to, Alfear's lockdown. No response from Sugar Zero on that Brimstone. Doesn't have the ult to cancel that out. They're falling way back though. Look, there's 3 players at the back of Halls. Once they open this door, they're gonna be surprised to see it's Alfear there. They're like, okay, that's normal. There's gonna be a crossfire at the top, but there's 3 players waiting there.
Yeah, there's no way you expect that much. So you've got to deal with what's in front of you. That's Durka, and then you have to deal with the flank from behind. Alfear gets another. You see the molly coming through from Boaster, who was one of the members off site, and they're just going to go hunting. 2 members here in spawn. They're trying to get the op out of the hands of Zeta, and they do.
Wow. Fnatic checking all the boxes right now. And Zeta, unfortunately, at this point, you really need to start looking to get that op back online for Laz. And you need to start some, I mean, nice dodge there from Durka. It's funny, we were talking a lot about Leo not playing any Sova. Up to this point, finally, since Tokyo. But Durka's still not playing. And it's not even gambles that Fnatic are taking against it. It's super, super safe. Look, never a single player on one half of the map.
And the half that you're mentioning right now, the northern side completely empty, and you see Zeta set up on the mini-map, either expecting pressure from the side, from that side towards Dish, or wanting to apply a bit of their own. But nothing found.
It's so fluid there. Durka's boombot is intended to spot, okay, is there anybody pushing tree? And if there is, they're gonna go for a crazy fast trap with Chronicle's stun. Now this allows them to slow things down, really re-clear everything you can, get the space potentially for Alfear's ults, but on an anti-eco, yeah, he's gonna invest it anyways. And you notice the thing that they did in the last post plant, right? They were all 3 holding the molly. Here there's, again, a lot of emphasis on holding this lockdown. Only 1 player getting on site here, Durka with the dash.
Boaster's here by himself, and you've got Leo close by, but
oh no,
not again. Once again, just 1. There's a second layer to this, though. You see, you think you've dealt with the first trap, sure, but there's another. This one's Leo. The stun, and you imagine the push is going to be coming anytime soon. Depp trying to find some space, and he's certainly not quiet about it. He was ready for it this time. At least wise to it, but kill's still not going his way.
Nice. Good from Durka. Here's any movement there. Already sees that smoke, knows he's going to try to creep into it.
Last left alone. It's just a tap, it's just a threat. And it's another round for Fnatic. Bala, you know, we talked so much about their run at Tokyo and how it really felt like they were playing perfect Valorant, or as close to it as you could get.
Oh,
I know it's only been 6 rounds, but this doesn't feel any different.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think for me, though, I'm looking at the side of Zeta, and I'm thinking out of that timeout, you know, what are they talking about? What do we see evidence of them talking about? I think they focus a little bit more on the strategic side there and not on calming people down. Because once again, we see a corner go unchecked.
Yep. Is that 3 now? That's
3.
Yeah.
Against Fnatic, those are the types of mistakes they're going to punish you every time on.
The lights shine just a little bit brighter on the world's biggest stage. And with that comes the exposing of mistakes, of critical lapses of judgment.
Wow, this execute is so brutal.
That's another kill. I mean, it's an opener for Boaster. Deb's able to buy a little bit of time, but not much. Not enough for it to be significant.
He had no space there to play. There was a molly, there was a fault line coming through, there was another dart as well from Leo. I mean, this is why this composition is so strong. And they're not even punishing.
Well, no.
The molly might get him.
Yeah.
Oh, Spike's not planted.
Yeah, he hadn't committed. He wasn't really able to get enough breathing room. And the barrage of utility keeps him back. But Fnatic, as is typical, slow things down.
And this is with 50 seconds. Normally they're not executing this early. So still a lot of room for them to work.
Yeah, you can wait for Leo's dart to come back up, which just popped. You've got Chronicles' fault line that's going to come up shortly as well, right on cue. And with that, you imagine they combine them. They find a little bit of space to at least recover the spike. Not able to get a kill off of it, though.
There's no more util here to actually deny this plant anymore from Zeta.
They've weathered some of the early aggression from the defense, but can they do more? See that aftershock through. Chronicle has fallen. It's just Alphair and Leo now. 1 nano to buy some space, to buy some time, to provide some cover as Orbital Strike segments him off even more. An aggressive satchel in from 10 as Crow gets 2 and the defuse comes through.
Really nice stuff. That's that patience that is so synonymous with Zeta. When they really recoup, when they really understand, okay, here's the couple of extra tools we have, the Aftershock and that Orbital Strike. I misspoke. I thought they used their Aftershock at this point already. And with that Aftershock getting the kill on the planter, that's how he has that Orbital Strike. So it's like all the win conditions there, they put them in their mind and they completely executed on them. Well done from Zeta. That finally gets them on the board. I'm wondering now if we're going to see sort of the same resurgence that we saw from a team like we just saw in that first game where it looked super flat from Billy. And then all of a sudden they came out swinging. All of a sudden they got energy.
Yeah, they did. Zeta finally on the board, though.
Laz was talking a lot about that. About what they learned from their LCQ run was, and watching Tokyo in person, was seeing, you know, players like Kankan, players like Boostio show and leave the emotion on the stage rather than reserving it back. Are they going to be able to find that momentum to bring that emotion out?
You've got Crow's got his Rolling Thunder. He's close by. But again, this quiet approach from Fnatic early on. I mean, it's a stalemate. No one daring make a sound. You imagine if there's attack from the drone, Durka's going to want to go.
Look at this path.
Showstopper.
Oh, kind of messed up the second satchel there.
It did not give him enough go.
He's not clearing his corners.
That's a cleared corner. Or the lack thereof. Yep, Dep cleans him up.
And missed Aftershock Molly combo too.
Spike still committed though. The Rolling Thunder goes just a bit wide as 10. And Crow go untouched. Alpha looking to pounce in tower. And no, he can't.
Watching here.
It's just Leo by himself now, and he's just got to sit back and watch. I mean, a 1v4, a couple members weak, but there's just not enough for that.
2 rounds now in a row for Zeta. And that perfect Valorant from Fnatic starts to show some cracks. A missed combination up in tower allows space for Dep to play a little bit longer. And then once again, this A hit, or this B hit, not quite working out there.
Wow.
And Breach ult as well coming in. Yeah, it definitely missed that second satchel there from Durka.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what happened. It looked like it just disappeared. Either way, he would have gotten such a deep path.
Revealing area. Right.
Dart cleared instantly towards halls. No early aggression from Zeta. I think we saw that a couple of times before the timeout, but that's something they have moved away from here.
And they are doing a great job dealing with the Sova from Leo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in that last round, the drone was supposed to get a little extra value. Here, the dart, I mean, always there's an early dart spent by Leo somewhere on the map. I do have to say, I think Fnatic is playing this attack side a lot differently than you would see from a team like EG, where a lot more of these arcade pushes are coming in frequently.
Laz has the op. He's going to be able to get away. Do they pursue, though? No, it seems like they're far more interested in getting on the site, making sure it's clear. You see that dart out from Leo, but Laz getting one. Deb trying to hold him things up from up top, and he does. Chronicle has fallen. The spike is currently sitting on the ground, but there is room for it. Boaster has a chance to make a massive play here. If he can find the right timing and create enough space.
Oh, these stuns are brutal for Alfir.
It's impossible to get through. Oh, there's Boaster, but he gets caught. This is another round going in favor of Zeta.
Absolutely, and a shocking commitment from Fnatic on this B hit. This is now 3 rounds in a row that is getting shut down from Zeta. And you're also seeing, as Alfir on the last couple seconds of this round, not going to be able to find that spike and plant it, and you can already see 10 so far away. Yeah. The commitment here from the game plan for Fnatic is to get on the site without using your key power ults and post plants, so you could use them later on.
Sure. Well, that's damage dealt, but Zeta's money should be okay.
That's definitely some value there. Nice pick from Laz again. That's been slow. I was waiting to see whether we were going to get this timeout from Fnatic, and it is coming out. And this is where I think you need to start addressing this, because
they've kept this thing competitive for now. 3 ults on Fnatic's side, and they're key ones at that. We'll see if they invest them here. Heavy bunch towards B, and it's going to be going into Laz, who still has the op. No challenge yet. Surely he hears that room, but though waits for it to go and then re-peeks. There's so many layers to this from Fnatic, though, man. You've got to get past the room, but you've got to get past the drone.
I mean, I kind of love what Fnatic have done now that I've seen the plan a couple times here against Laz. It's so often that he has to spend so much to deal with the drone, to deal with Leo.
Yeah.
It's neutering him. Comparatively to what was happening in LCQ, he was a beast on the chamber.
They've just gotten onto the site. I mean, I don't want to say for free because they did invest a lockdown and created some space.
Oh,
Laz is detained and he's cooked.
Wow.
Oh, what a brutal way to go. They invest the Hunter's Fury too. Crow falls. Depp also takes damage.
I'm curious how they knew he was there. They saw the detain. Must have heard him right before.
Just enough. Durka playing in the smoke. Zeta trying to claw their way back into this round with the 3 guns that remain. And ult 2 in the hands of 10, but can't imagine it's going to be invested here. They have so many layers to this, as we talked about previously, man. Like, it's going to take some massive heroics. And Depp with 20 HP and time just not on his side has to get out.
And there's what I was talking about, though. 3 investments of the ult. Yes, some of them were after the plant had already gone down, but specifically Alfir's lockdown just gets them on that B site. And I think that's a great call again. Remember, I just mentioned how Zeta was not trying to counter what ults. Oh, he was shooting his head under right before. Did he forget about the lockdown?
Could have.
Yeah, that one hurts. And the fact that you got another kill out of this as well is just ridiculous. I mean, that's a setup already where you have the lockdown and then you have the Brim ult. We've seen it so many times. Fnatic has pioneered this where you just instantly Brim ult the space that you don't have with that lockdown.
It's interesting, too. Here, it seemed like Fnatic were ahead of what Zeta was going to try to do. They repositioned Laz with the op, and they guessed correctly.
And as well, getting through halls here. I'm guessing that dart was finally not broken by Leo, and they instantly go into this. But it is surprising to see that in combination with what you just said, them pushing back the chamber on drop already.
Early Rolling Thunder. Well,
popped
it
his
seems
ult.
like, oh, I thought they were going to try to pinch, but Laz just plucks him out of the sky, and he finds a second.
Down A.
That op was quiet for a while, but comes back into life at just the right time.
Looking for where the third smoke from Fnatic was, because that's an angle you've got to be
Spike down
worried
A.
about. Last with 3 from it.
10 feeling some of the pressure and having to reposition. The spike is out of reach here. I don't know that Fnatic can recover this.
I mean, you'd have to jump up, drop. Yes, it is Leo. Yes, it is Chronicle. Those 2 players, no matter what
30
happens, you
seconds
think
left.
they have a chance, but this looks very unwinnable, and they won't go for it either. Leo's not even opening the door, not prodding, nothing like that. They're just going to save the weapons for the final round of the half. And they are kind of low money. You have to see Durka load, Boaster, Alfier with the only 1.8 that you'd get.
10 seconds left.
It would have been rough.
You gonna clear this box?
Bit of spam.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. 4 for Laz, and you know, we were talking about the financial implications. That rifle going down.
That was the least important rifle out of the 2.
Sure.
Leo had 3.4K, so he could drop one now, where Chronicle wasn't going to be able to drop anyways. But yeah, you're right. I mean, any sort of economical value you get when it's such a, I mean, at the end of this, it could be a close half here. Could end up with a 7-5. Absolutely, you look to moments like that.
Yeah, unexpected too, given how the half started.
And Zeta's gotten Fnatic in a spot where there's no ults online right now. For Fnatic, and you can tell how much they rely on those so frequently.
On the other side of things, Laz is the only one who's close to his. Depp has his online. But again, patience from both sides. Such a delicate game they play.
I think Fnatic actually confused about how to approach the situation, given that 10 was in halls at the beginning, given that they did break that dart. Oh my goodness, the timing.
This is bold too. He hasn't shown here.
Did he just spot him?
That ping looked real.
That was Alfier pinging that too.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a pen. And the op at this point has been fired, so they know where he is. Do they push into him or do they rotate away?
Oh, that
they want to go.
Dart combo with the stun too. They got both players on site right now with that. They're gonna flood those Zeta. Have to be careful.
Yeah, I don't know that they're ready for, I don't know that they want to flood at this point. Fnatic haven't fully pushed out for them to take this fight. Now Fnatic pounce ahead of what Zeta's trying to do.
Seconds left.
The defenses from, they're left in shambles. There's nothing left. They just crumble.
Beautiful stuff from Fnatic there. The freeze again.
Switching sides.
You know, they went outdoor for about 20 seconds before really committing to hitting that site, and the combinations of Yuto were just really nice. Durka as well, getting his ult online. For sure was going to get another one if Alfier didn't pop it. Tap right there in that moment. It's just so nice from this team.
Half in favor of Fnatic. It was dominant at the beginning, and Zeta started to show signs of life. I think as we prepare for what's ahead of us here, Zeta on attack, they tend to go slow.
Look at this push here against Laz right now. The stun,
Well,
and that's a long range Sheriff wallbang. Off of the turret contact, and Zeta's gonna try to flood back into this, but you've got Leo inside of sight.
yeah, it doesn't matter how fast you're going to go. If you're deaf, you're not going to be able to get past him, at least initially. But the second punch of Sugar Zero was enough to clear things out. Numbers in favor of Fnatic, albeit slight, but still there. Woo! Oh, that was well handled. There's 1 HP on the man. 1! And that's all it takes for him to go down. But once again, these kills going back and forth. Chronicle.
He dinked him.
Yeah, he did. He cleans him up. Clean 2K from Chronicle to get Fnatic the round.
He got a collat. Double headshot there. Dinked him through his teammate. What is that?
Not your day.
And Fnatic, I mean, in full control again. When you thought, okay, Sugar Zero coming back through halls, he gets that kill. Alfier's instantly back in the space that they were already controlling. And that was the one thing Zeta needed to do. Once they got that plan off, they needed to regain control of that.
And that is a brutal start for Laz to go down that way.
Yeah, they've been, I mean, doing a great job.
One enemy remains.
Unlucky 10.
Unlucky indeed.
Losing the pistol now. That was going to make things incredibly difficult to come back from.
Scanning ahead.
This is a dart for potentially Poster to find something. Maybe an extra push. Maybe the just getting the orb is enough there.
We'll see if we see that one again, because he got pushed off that angle instantly.
Oh, yeah. You already had the, must have been a stun or something like that from
Yeah, I
Dev.
think so.
Maybe just some noise for him to back off of.
Or the fault line from Crow. Yeah, there was something that pushed him off the angle for sure. So Zeta get what they want. They keep Boaster back. They get the orb. And it seems like they're going to go hunting for a little bit more.
Just farm up in this case.
Yeah.
Would not be too mad to see this, although if they do go for something like that and they continue to explore the map, they're missing an opportunity right now. What we can see, what they can't, is Alfir alone on this B site, and he doesn't really have a denial set up, so they could get the plant down and make this really interesting.
Boaster's close by. He still has 2 smokes, and they're going to push him to spawn. Yeah, I mean, I guess take the fight and see what happens. Lay things out how they may. And it's gone 2 for 2, but
Spike down,
Alfir
defender
tipping
spawn.
things back in Fnatic's favor.
Enemy remaining.
And he might put the round away by himself. Laz left alone. A 1v3 very quickly turns back, but it does not turn back far enough as Fnatic get another.
Have a good eco there from Zeta. I mean, despite things going pretty poor, I'd say, on that initial push through into their spawn, I mean, they're getting 1-for-1 trades. That could have worked out for something. But they lose the spike eventually. They don't really consider how many players are in spawn. And it could have just fallen flat there. They could have not gotten any more kills, and instead they get 3 guns down from Fnatic. And 2 stingers, so not the biggest deal. Fnatic's I mean, the masters of manipulating the economy in situations like this. Light armor all the way down, Bulldogs, Guardians, they could still get a full buy next round, so this bonus is very healthy.
I mean, look at that setup. Yeah, there's no one there, but that would have been a dreadful position to be standing in. You got the fault line you have to deal with, the satchel out from Durka, the dart over the top, and then the flash to clear the second corner.
I mean, now they can just play from the north side, yeah. This is beautiful. And Zeta have no clue that any of that happened as well, so
That's a very good point.
as soon as you see something, Fnatic's going to be able to get a good read. I mean, it's not a complete information game from them, right? They still don't know which site they're going to hit. But you can focus much more on these individual chokes at the A side, and there's only one to get into on B.
Yeah, I think even then, you're right. You've eliminated half of the map at this point if you're Fnatic. Northern side, really not a concern. You just invest everything into the southern side, and they're going to find out very soon that it's going to have to be the A southern side if they want to establish some control. So that's exactly where Zeta are headed. You see a little bit of utility from Alfir early on, keeping it back. The orbital strike is early. Do they funnel behind it, or are they even going to be able to get through? Depth's already fallen.
Look at the options it allowed Alfir to play in from drop there instead of actually staying on site. Avoids the orbital strike completely, and is he going to go down, Crow?
Ooh, that was close. He does eventually. It was a bit delayed, but he does fall.
Watching here.
Leo on the flank as well.
Trip though to cover, but given where he's standing right now, it's not going to matter. If he swings out, he's dead. Forget about the trip. He's got the sightline on him.
One enemy remaining.
But they've gotten it to this point. 10 with a massive 2K, and Leo's left alone. Nothing but a Bulldog. 2 shots and a drone as he upgrades a weapon.
Yeah, he's out. That Molly's going to solidify things. Leo there was not the, the be-all, end-all. He was the guy who was going to allow them to entry into that site by pressuring those players in A main, allow them to cross, allow them to start defusing. And he comes a little slow. Enough where Boaster and the rest of Fnatic think they have to commit regardless of whether Leo's timing is good. So Zeta, good anti-bonus. They get a good eco and then a good anti-bonus. I mean, winning the round here. It's very nice. And Fnatic in that situation, you actually were looking to maybe save 2 guns. Instead, they only saved 1, so this isn't going to be a completely healthy buy here for them.
Let's take a look at that 2K from 10 once more on your screens as we head into the next round. The Death was talking about it previously. Before the map started, excuse me, Zeta's attack side is slow. Historically, relative to the field, they tend to play at a slower pace than everyone else. Now we're going to get to see that really play out. Now that they have full guns, now that it's closer to equal footing, although the buy from Fnatic, a Stinger and a Bulldog.
Laz is completely relying on headhunter bullets too. No weapon for him.
Oh, wow.
And that kind of evens the playing field here, because
Yeah,
Chronicle,
anyway.
with that Stinger, like you just mentioned, this is what I was talking about just saving 1 gun. But they do still have the ult advantage. Crow picking up that orb gets his Rolling Thunder online. You really, I mean, you've seen in the meta, trying to combo that breach ult with something else has been so key.
What's the combo?
There's nothing.
No. There's no combo with it at all, but they continue to go forward.
Another push into spawn gets denied.
Yeah, 10 falling there. It wasn't off of a fault line. He may have been hit by the Rolling Thunder. Either way, he's dead. Alfie are a little bit weak, but has that lockdown. As you see a punch coming in from the southern side too, and Laz is going to have to get all the kills he can while he can, because they're hot to trot behind him. Sugar Zero falling, Depp left alone. The spike was planted, but Fnatic have so much as far as numbers go, and then the nade at his feet. Way too many targets to deal with, none of them found. Durka with 3 and Fnatic with 11.
Fnatic was actually caught off guard there. Durka thought that nade was going to hold that smoke entirely, and he definitely could have got that spray down.
Yeah.
Where Chronicle would have been a couple seconds late to peek that.
My mark.
I mean, he dealt damage on both. On both Durka and Boaster. Didn't get either, yeah.
But at this point, Doug, I mean, Zeta needed to start chipping into this before Fnatic started getting some of these power ults online. And at this point, that cycle is well in effect.
Yeah.
And you're in the range where they just need 2 more rounds.
Yeah. A valiant attempt there to close out the round. But just not.
Fnatic is excelling at that. And on top of that as well, they're able to work without them. In this case, they're able to deal with the protocols from Zeta. Fast execute coming here. Insta-molly up towards tower. We've seen this so many times on the international stage. Just to get Depp a potential pick on Alfear.
But the alarm about Sarah, and Alfear's got past it. He's tucked behind the wall. He's on the other side of the brim smoke.
Dude, and he knows everything that's going on. This was a fake the entire time.
Yep.
And now they're pinching the 2 players that were actually sending the fake, and they're going to realize real quick what's going on with this plant going down. A good attempt here, but now you see desperation.
I mean, the cost of that fake was so great. They're going to get flawless. I'm really just hoping I don't jinx it at this point. Yeah, all good. Alfear gets 3, Fnatic and another. A Prime Gaming flawless comes through, and it was a cool idea on the other side of it. And you're seeing Zeta reach into their playbook a little bit, draw up something different. But another instance in which it feels like Fnatic is just 2 steps ahead, man.
And again, I talked a little bit about how Zeta's approach has been somewhat readable. I don't want to say the entire thing has been. I especially on that defense half, you saw a lot of Fnatic struggling with the way that they were playing given the situation. But here, right out of the timeout, going for a fake, it's not going to catch this team off guard.
No.
A team that checks, again, over and over. They're just like, okay, has this happened? No. All right, let's go for this. Right? The reads are kind of just ingrained within the strat book from Fnatic on the get-go.
Very calm 21-7 from Alfear, by the way. As his team finds himself 1 round away from taking a series lead. You see the trap, Laz is certainly dead.
I mean, again, that's such good prep from Fnatic.
There's more. Durka. Second satchel connects, and Alfear pinches from the other side. I mean, they were done, unless Depp can pull off an insane, what's that, an ace just to keep the map alive?
Yeah, 1v5.
He's gotten 2.
And look, Fnatic slowed it down. They don't want to give it to him.
No, I wouldn't either.
I mean, just give it to him for content, no?
I don't think they want to have anything to do with it. Not going to happen. 13-5 in favor of Fnatic, and I mean, really as much as you could possibly ask for. What an opener for...
That gets me about Fnatic is they don't need to change anything, man. They've been running the same comps on so many maps for so long, and meanwhile, everybody's trying to innovate. We've got KJ Chamber on the other side here. A throwback to the Optic comps.
Oh, I bet they've got past it. Dude, they thought they had a trap on him. They thought they had him stuck. But it was just a bit late. And now off of that fault line, Durka's actually the one who's going to establish his presence.
Oh my goodness, how deep Boaster's gotten too. That's crazy.
And I don't know that Depp knows. They're so unaware. Yeah, they've taken care of Durka, but as you mentioned, Boaster's behind enemy lines, and there's no one to check him.
Yeah, and this is going to be the problem here. You need to get stall if you're going to go for a composition like this where you have double Sentinel, where you're going for a Gravwell nade inside of A lobby with the majority of your players.
Yeah.
Laz is going to be, I mean, if Fnatic gets these hits off, he's going to be rotating in this situation so frequently.
Yeah, this won't be fun. He's going to find himself in that position a lot. You know, to go back to the conversation we were having around Fnatic and how they don't really have to change their comps. And, you know, oftentimes when you see a team at the top, especially in a game like Valorant that's as volatile as it is, you go, oh, the rest of the pack is hot to trot, right? Like they're nipping at your heels, they're catching up to you. Art, it feels like, I don't think I've ever called you that on a broadcast before. I'm so sorry. It feels like they're so far ahead that they don't really have to worry about that quite yet. It just seems like there's such a big gap that they're tweaking the small things in their game.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look at different teams like Loud, for example, the Harbor Viper lovers.
Very good.
Moving away from that, right, to try to find an edge in the meta instead. Fnatic are just improving on the comps that they play so often. I mean, this is a classic C hit we've seen from them over and over. And at this point, yeah, they can start not even showing some of the new stuff that they've been working on.
Yeah, and you know there's something there, right? You know the brain trust of Mini and Boaster and everyone else on that staff. Anders, too, just recently joined staff again for this run. You know they have stuff prepped, but if you don't have to show it, that's the most ideal of situations.
Here.
Seems like another round that's easily going to go in favor of Fnatic here. So you got 3 members from Zeta who are posted up in Garage, going to try to pop out, try to find some space. Crow does have a flash. Maybe you pop out through that or just die to the spike. It seems like that's what their goal is here.
Leo's just using his gun as a molly there through that smoke. They can't get through Garage at all. Remember on Fracture, Zeta did a pretty decent job on one of the anti-ecos, not the one where Boaster almost aced.
The other one.
Yeah. And here, Fnatic survive with 4 of their players alive. That usually isn't even a big deal, but that's where the snowball starts.
Yep.
That's where you get the same start you got on Fracture. What was it, like 6-0?
6-0, yeah.
Before Zeta got their first round?
Yeah, it starts in situations like this. Take a look at the buy for Fnatic. 3 rifles, 4 with the Bulldog, and then Boaster's Marshall. Oh, man. Never mind.
Yeah, actually always does that. Takes the cheap Marshall on the anti-eco. It's such a good weapon there, and then goes for a little bit of an upgrade, usually a Bulldog, something like that. But they shuffled a little bit there.
Yeah. They gave the Bulldog to Boaster and left the rifle in the hands of Leo.
Yeah. Just leader things. Ooh, the smoke missed. Durka's normally supposed to be dashing up into that. I'm wondering if it's a miss or intentional. But that's the classic Durka pop. Yeah. They're going to tap the plant and re-rotate through Garage. This is real old stuff here from Fnatic.
Depp is in so much trouble, man.
Yeah, he's got everybody on both sides right now.
And nobody around him. Well, he's done well to get the first. Aftershock's gonna clear him out. He somehow gets a second as Boaster's timing.
Yeah, slow there.
Yeah, just a bit.
And that leaves him in a 3v4.
3v3 now. The potential of a bonus.
I mean, when did Boaster had the Ferrari peak to his arsenal? Come on, man.
We're talking about them getting better, right? Little things like that. Durka smoked off. Tucked behind the Astra smoke. Boaster falls. Leo falls too. It's going to be Durka in a 1v3 if he wants to win this round. And he's not going to pull it off. Laz is on the swing. Zeta are on the board, and notably earlier than they were on Fracture.
Absolutely. Quickly in the anti-bonus. And they succeeded at that on that second half of Fracture, but they did lose quite a bit here. Again, Fnatic's going to easily be able to buy up. And here's where, you know, the trouble started for Fnatic. The Aftershock is being used when Boaster's basically about to get there. I wonder if that actually slowed him down, but either way, not quite the round how Fnatic drew it up. And remember, that started from 2 different instances of Fnatic showing somewhere. They started with that B-pop and then going into Garage.
Right there.
After tapping the spike and getting out util from Zeta. Very well handled. Oh, both stunned up. That dart, oh, almost got a ping off. That would have just killed them both.
Durka did get past some of that early utility that was dumped into main.
Here.
Now look at this TP as well from Laz. Starting to see some of the tech come out.
Yeah.
And Boaster recalls the star, and that gives Laz the room to get out of there.
Oh, I think he saw it. I think he saw him, maybe on the second or third glance back, but the recalled start to suggest that Durka's passed, but they left him here.
Again, allows Laz to reposition, though. That information that he was long is long gone. And Fnatic getting out of here. Durka with the lurk. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. 50 seconds still for Fnatic to make a play. Is Durka gonna be the guy, or is it somewhere else on the map right now?
They just removed the trip.
That was from up close, right?
Yeah.
Down sewers. A potential fake going on right now. Durka might try to catch Laz. They're putting stars on C.
Look
the
at
drone
that.
as well, the stun coming through from
30
Chronicle.
seconds left.
It's not pulling everybody, though.
No, but it did have them get off of their initial positions. 10 might be the only one who didn't move, and my goodness, he's got a judge on the other side of this box.
Laz came back backside too, so this hold is still good from Zeta.
The judge might stop it by itself. Just one. 13 seconds left, the spike making its way, and you're right, Laz has not moved.
Oh, the flash, team
He's
flash.
still playing on side. Spike down just in the nick of time.
If he got that kill, it would have ended the round. And now instead, they have post-plant positions to play from.
You wonder here if that flash had gone a different way, what position we'd be in, but Fnatic with the advantage. Time on their side.
Gonna get the
Laz has
aftershock
gone
off,
into
yes.
half. Yeah, the aftershock's gonna pull him
The
off, but he
stun.
did get halfway there. Chronicle has fallen. 3v2 in favor of Zeta. Alfir and Leo still up, still trying to make something happen, but it's Laz who cleans it up. Zeta tie us at 2.
And this is the first round all series that I really think Zeta had a good read on the situation the entire time. That's twice now, I would say, actually. Handling that B fake into the C hit last round, and now this C fake in this A hit.
Spike planted.
Wow.
Fnatic throwing it all at them. And despite some mistakes there from Zeta, I mean, it would have been round over if that team flash didn't come through from heaven on the Laz.
Yep.
He still makes it work, though. And nobody from Fnatic following up because there's just not that many bodies in that A hit
Here.
since everybody else is on the rest of the map. And the first eco for Fnatic. All series long.
It's crazy to say.
And it's still kind of strong, too. There's weapons here. There's a Vandal for Leo.
Yeah, there's fight behind this one. Showstopper from 10. Durka
he's dead
tries to
anyway.
get up top. No way!
Are you kidding me?
How does he dodge that? I mean, 10 still got his.
That thing must have gone through the door, not done any damage to him at all. And it's crazy that nobody else died there. You thought for sure full attention was on Durka. Instead, now we're in such a weird situation. At least 10 was able to get Boaster with a nade as he fell to his Sheriff. And Fnatic without their leader right now. Gonna just post up and hit this A side anyways. No smokes.
The game's easier this way to call from, right? When you're dead, just watching.
Angel
see.
method doesn't apply to everybody here.
We'll see if that's the case in this round. Crow spamming through the smokes. Durka's about to pop out on the other side. Finds one with the Guardian. Padep is there on the counter.
I mean, that's space for this plant to go down. That's space for the Rolling Thunder, but they've got the lockdown to fall into. And there's no more tools here to break that, so. Oh, and they're falling into Laz. Oh, this is dangerous.
Yeah, they've got to go all the way out. I mean, there's a little bit of an angle.
And the Gravo coming in too. Leo's in trouble.
Oh, well, I didn't know if he'd expect the second, but the bait of the Sheriff thrown in his lap is going to give it
There's
away.
a dart in
Meanwhile,
the start.
Sugar Zero tried getting it to half, wasn't able to stick through.
Standing.
Leo's dropped. It's all into Alpha, and he was stuck the entire time.
Do have to say, though, despite the fact that Zeta win this round,
It's good.
they had to spend some key ults there that would have been
Yeah.
crucial against Fnatic's guns. Either way, though, I think Fnatic had a massive chance there, so Zeta in damage control is okay. Yeah, it did go through that
Yeah.
door.
That's just crazy.
But everything else working out for them. I mean, that lockdown comes in at the perfect time, and it pushes them right into Laz's flank. Who expects the flanking chamber with the tour de force?
The classic.
Big stack of ults here, though, from Fnatic. And they're going for the C hit instantly. Look at this. All grouped up, ready to go.
Last spotting up. Got the money for it, but Fnatic are headed all towards C. You're right. Durka's on the dash out. Blades online, and he's instantly dropped. I mean, Depp just peeked out from behind that smoke with nothing behind it.
It's crazy to me that they're executing there without a stun from Chronicle. He's able to use it after he's out.
Careful here.
Cosmic Divide's going to allow them to get off site.
Planted.
Oh. On that Rolling Thunder. Surprised they invested it as early as they did, but push Zeta back, push them behind
I
that
need to
Cosmic
see-
Divide once more.
The Sugar Zero, he just got a smoke back so they could smoke off the spike here. This is still going to be really dangerous for
but-
Fnatic. They all fell off except for Alfear.
You've got Leo with the Hunter's Fury. You've got Boaster who just put a star on the spike too.
They're going to let him get to half here?
No,
He got off.
just barely.
Just got pulled.
A dart. Leo with the Hunter's Fury, as we mentioned, he had a shock to it.
The
Alfear
flag!
was on the pinch.
Oh,
He gets
no!
2. He gets the 3rd. Leo gets the last, and that's a round for Fnatic.
And look at the Sentinel utility right now. You see the alarm bot in Garage. There's a trip in Garage, and there's a turret in B. Alfear is able to dodge it all as the KJ is the first pick. Depp fell instantly in this situation. And that allows Alfear to go up through Garage, avoid the turret that's not active, and find the one place where he can sneak his way through. That's ridiculous. It's the first time I'm really coming to terms with the fact that Depp right now has been the guy who's been playing Jet for Zeta throughout Pacific, throughout LCQ as well. And he's not unfamiliar with the KJ role, but such a shift from Zeta since LCQ.
What do they have here? See Zeta with this light buy, a Bulldog and a Stinger. 10 trying to hold him back with the Sheriff as Durka, slips the net. It seems like they're going to want to regress. Meanwhile, Zeta are taking the space that's been afforded to them, that's been allowed to them mid.
And Alfear,
Watching here.
key timing there. He just pulled away his turret right as they walk down. So you could put it. Is he really going to invest lockdown here?
He's considering it. You see the dart, you see the flash intended to conceal the info gathering tool that's there. The alarm bot gives him away.
Oh,
They're going to
all
turn
here.
and they're going to fight. But Leo's the first to fall. I mean, they have bit off perhaps a bit too much here, but they continue to trample forward. Durka caught looking the wrong way, creating so much space for Zeta to take. But
30
they're
seconds
resetting.
left.
They're taking a step back.
All coming in from spawn now. And that's uncertainty, although Alfear did get that turret up, so they kind of know what's going on in this situation.
I like this from Zeta, though. They took a step back to allow Crow to heal him all the way back up and take the fight once more. But is that going to be enough? Depp has already fallen. Oh my gosh, it's not. 10's going to have to 1v3 this to win the round. And with 20 HP, I just don't know how he does.
So well done from Boaster.
I mean, look at those smokes, man. Paving his way out and paving his way right back in. You see him creeping on the other side of his smoke. 10's on the tap. He was wise to it, but it's not gotten to half yet. He still has so much he needs to do. It's just a bait. It's just a fake. It's going to buy some time. No idea where Alfear was. And the round for Fnatic.
And that's tough to read there
Don't die.
as the final player. When you see Boaster put both smokes down and continue to play in them, you can tell he's, if you're the last player from Zeta there, you're not really quite sure how the rest of the players are playing. You think he's
Right.
coming from long, given how Boaster's scared to leave short in that instance. It's crazy to me. He's just fighting right now. Gets that double tap right here on the Crow and Laz.
Whoa.
It's ridiculous. And the thing is, he has 2 stars there. Nothing is smoked. He's happy to take those engagements against the light buy of Zeta.
The spacing from Zeta there wasn't great either.
That's what happens when you're calling audibles to retake after going for, what was it, a quadruple flank in the mid round.
Yeah.
Split coming in here, avoiding the op of Laz as well.
And there's really no one here, at least instantly. Durka gets penned through the wall, but there's no one playing on site. Zeta are ready to pounce, so they've already rotated. Everyone with the exception of Laz. But they're not going to flood.
Yeah, Alfear active there. They can't flood given that there was so much pressure on this space right here that they're using that Trailblazer back in through. This is a spam game and Alfear's just winning everything.
He's just that good.
Revealing area.
They're going to try to pop through this. But they have to deal with the dart first. Cleared out. Alfear once again on the flank. Timing of it's going to be everything, but the truth is, I don't know that Zeta are going to be able to really find enough space to get out onto the site for the flank to even matter. And even if they do, they're pushing right into the teeth of Fnatic, into everything they have set up. Yeah, Laz gets one is a complimentary
Look at
gift, I
Alfear.
guess.
He's behind him.
Laz is ready for it. Oh, he was so close. Does he push? Does he dare swing out? Yes, he does. Off of the flash from Chronicle. The op is down.
That flash is through B into their spawn. It's just ridiculous from Chronicle and Alfear. That synergy is insane. This is crazy because Alfir twice there. He's trying to spam through Garage at that first point. One of the kills actually went for Sugar Zero on that engagement. I think it was actually favored for the Zeta players. But then he's hidden behind the box. They know where he is, and he still gets the kill.
Yeah.
What can you do? He's definitely much better on the Rays. His form at LCQ was crazy. He was so good individually. It's just the decision-making lacking for him. We'll see if he can step it up.
This is just a headhunter. What?
I'm curious how Durka did that jump because he was super high and he still got taken out. I think he jumped off the little hay bale.
It looked like it hit him in the shoulder.
Just chamber things.
Yeah, I guess. I was concerned too. I mean, Laz was by himself, and yeah, he had the TP to get out, but yeah, I guess that's exactly what he needed. That was all he really had in that instance. Meanwhile, for Fnatic, you see how they're posted up right now.
Just beautiful from Alfier. It doesn't actually take it down, though, because it's on top of the box.
Yeah, but I was wondering, too, they were expecting aggression from Long, and that's where you see Alfier getting a little bit of it, but it was actually Chronicle who was waiting for that, waiting for Laz to take that space, and it never came.
I mean, when you get so much ability to peek both sides of B like that for free, you're easily picking off rotates. I'm surprised Sugar Zero's not placing down stars there. But he has so many already pre-placed, so you can't really dynamically help. There's a grab well, though.
Remember, Zeta on this light buy here, and you've got them already beginning to crumble. Sugar Zero's the only one on the other side of double door, but they've already lost C.
This smoke, are they going to check it? It's so sus.
Oh, no. You're absolutely right, it was. But now it's up, now they know. And this may be pulled off. Sugar Zero and Def are the only ones up, and they are. They're going to pull it off with a light buy. With less than ideal weaponry, a MasterCard Thrifty to come through for Zeta.
I mean, just genius from Sugar Zero. That's the type of thing that we know and love from this guy on the international stage. So often you see plays like that. I mean, I call it sus because I knew what's going on, but that's actually just a, wow.
What?
This is a pretty normal smoke on Garage, actually.
You know what's crazy, too, is they spammed it. They checked him.
Yeah. Just unlucky.
That's just so frustrating as a player.
And they've kept this game very close. We're into the next round already. Nade, Gravwell going through a lobby.
No one there.
And we're going fast for that Durka pop on B. It's a classic for Fnatic. But they've never actually gotten the plant down on B. And it looks like for once it actually would have worked out.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yep. You mentioned it. He's in form. Man, is he in form. Those Seekers are going to be pulling in right behind them, but Fnatic should have a lot of room to work on C.
And they took a lot of time to clear Durka there, but still quickly doing it before the spike goes down. So, Razor to clear, actually, to try to find Durka. Instead,
wait,
they're falling off site.
Yeah, there are still two on site, but it was blind. They had no idea. I don't know that you're expecting both of them up here on the other side of the Cosmic Divide where you are, where you're posted up, but 10 was. He was ready. It's all down to Alfier and Leo, and they're investing everything into this. On the other side of the wall, Alfier clothesline, Leo dropped as well. Dep with 3, and Zeta are going to tie us up.
What an interesting decision, but, I mean, crazy mind games going on there with the ults. I mean, Fnatic already expecting it. That's why they have 2 players on site still. That's why Chronicle and Bosa are posted up backside, knowing they can't play full retake from Long, or post plant from Long. And it hurts them, though, because the Razor comes through, and then you really don't have the tools if you lose those fights backside.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of all in there. So Alfier comes up with a pretty creative way to try to challenge, but not quite enough. Also, credit to Leo as well. And Zeta to actually be on top of Leo, swinging through that wall so fast and proactively. We're all tied up still here.
Certainly not what I was expecting to say given the situation, but Sugar Zero once again playing in the smokes, and this time Leo's not missing that spam.
I mean, he's so good. They got the lockdown out with 1:30 on the clock.
I mean, so far ahead of schedule. Such a reactive pull of the trigger from Zeta.
I mean, they definitely didn't want that spike to go down. They didn't want to retake. They didn't have the tools for it, I guess, in this instance. They've been relying a lot on some ults when they actually win those C retakes. But not all the time. And The Durkapop still looks active. Look at this Molly, actually, to counteract it. He doesn't have the dash or updraft, as he already went for that C execute, so not actually going to be used, but can't deny the plant still.
Cool idea, nonetheless. Fault line to clears for Durka to fight, take some space.
Oh,
the teleport cleared out.
That's interesting. That teleport should tell you exactly what Laz is doing, so Alfear should be ready for this peak.
Expecting some aggression from C-Link. Meanwhile, Depp is going to try to take some space through double doors and look at Alpha. In such a good spot. In a position to spoil. While 10 creeps forward, and there it is. There's the spoiler play. They're going to invest Rolling Thunder, and it doesn't seem like they're going to push behind it because they don't really have to.
Yeah. I mean, Boaster was up close with the judge. They spent so much time to, you know, cautiously take him out, but it didn't really even matter if he went down because Chronicle was holding that breach ult the entire time.
Yeah.
On any of the swings that happened. If they swung on Alfear, if they swung on Boaster up close, both were going to get breach ulted.
I think they're trying to hunt and get this weapon out of the hands of Zeta. Laz still has the op. It's actually Crow that's going to be found, so Laz will be safe. That's going to get carried over.
Last round before the
I don't
switch.
think you can really drop there. Yeah, 2.7K. So taking one weapon out there at the end. It's not the op, sure, but
That's
going in this
meaningful.
last round, yeah, you're going to have like a judge investment here out of 10. It's been a close game. A very close map. I think we're still getting whiplash from the fact that Fracture was so dominant from Fnatic.
There's going to be an early peak, and I wonder if Alfear is going to challenge on this.
He's been very fast up mid, so I wouldn't be surprised, but it's so often you see this turret just put down. And after that shot, it's crazy to see him swing wide.
Look at that defensive setup. All that Killjoy utility for Zeta towards A. And I actually wondered who was going to try to be farming these orbs, and it was Fnatic who got the Hunter's Fury online. Op still in the hands of Laz. And there's just no challenge that way. So you wonder here for Fnatic, it feels like it's all about timing. If they can get Chronicle's fault line back up and Leo's dart back up, combining it with his ult.
The crazy thing is their Crow, I mean, this
Was a
util
check.
here on A is crazy. That flash, Fnatic were hiding from all of it. 10 stun.
Dude, I thought they didn't check it, but man, there it is. Now that Hunter's Fury out, you see an assist for both.
That's all that KJ util down.
I mean, it's all gone. It's still littering the site, but it's completely ineffective. Sugar Zero ahead of it, trying to make a play, and he does on a Chronicle. The spike sitting on the ground now as Leo tries to fill behind it. Zeta trying to keep Fnatic back, and so far, so good.
That's done.
But Alfear again.
Leo got the spike too. He's out of there.
The question is, how far up does Alfear go? He's picked up the op, and they're going to go C? Alfear still has 2 nanos.
This is pretty awesome here, though. He's on that long angle. And now,
No way.
that dog should have heard him fall back there. But look at the flank as well coming in. Leo does get a spawn plant. It's not the best spawn plant, but it is definitely one. Alfear can peek that from that little corner.
Leo's dart just came up.
Combo out.
Patience here. There is a member playing down long in Sugar Zero, and you're right, there it is, the op, the peek out. Oof, that flick just a bit short.
Oh, the 2 mollies you were mentioning too coming into effect right now.
He still has the dart, he's still holding it. He knows where one is, but no real idea of where the other is now. Position given away. Oh gosh, Crow can pull this off. 2 bullets though, is it gonna be enough? Leo repositioning, playing up in plat, time is short. He's gotten it down to 1, he's gonna push forward with the shorty! Leo lands the shots! 7 for Fnatic in the Red Bull clutch.
It's perfectly played from the 2 of them. As we head into halftime, this is just crazy from Alfear and Leo. What a 1v2. And the timing there, Sugar Zero's desperately trying to get onto half as he jumps through with that shorty.
I mean, just needed to. That was, you're right, Hail Mary type beat in a position like that. And you can see Leo's expression, or well, the lack thereof.
から皆さん一緒に頑張っていきましょう。ゼータファイティング。
That's it, baby. Let's send it back over.
Zeta fighting indeed. They find themselves down 2 rounds, but now the attacking side on Haven, which should be a bit more favored. Ball, we'll see what Zeta can do here as they're all punched up towards A currently.
It's going to be tough As you already see this aggression from Fnatic go down mid. Yes, bunched up by A, and the timing from Sugar Zeros, he just barely misses.
Unreal.
And with all that said, none of the Sentinel util is up until Sewers. So right now, Boasters might have a clean peek onto Crow, who's going to be the last player in. He has the spike, guys.
Meanwhile, Fnatic have everything. If they get suspicion of where they are, Chronicle can drop a fault line, and this could be disaster.
And I wonder as well, okay, they broke that trip immediately.
So now they know. Oh, maybe it was cleared. They just dropped another. You see this double Sentinel comp on the attacking side and all the layers that it has, the varying degrees of protection that it can offer.
They're going to have to flip into spawn here. Outfield's going to be able to hold on to that. And
He's
Durka falls, actually.
And he's going to have to. Oof. Depth traded, now down. Alpha still so healthy from up in heaven. And I mean, they're not even really going to give him a chance to take the fight. Laz choosing not to pull the trigger, unaware. But he does with the frenzy. Now the headhunter still up in play. He's going to have to get 3, and he cannot. It's Leo who does. Boaster on the defuse, and Fnatic with 8.
And that's all 4 pistols so far for Fnatic as well. They put such an emphasis into these. And this one doesn't even feel that special.
No.
I mean, special in terms of Leo's ability to frag as always, but my goodness, they just walk down short and cause chaos for Zeta. I think one of the key things there is recognizing this comp cannot really take extra space once they go for those executes. I mean, you're playing people who are trying to be entrenched in Depp and Laz, and also, you know, playing with the combination of the Astra and the Raze. You want those players to be tucked still, holding positions, playing trap plays, those sorts of things. So once you get the option to flip, you can't really go for it. Forced up here, though, from Zeta.
In a considerable way, too. See the buy. They've invested everything. They did also flash down A to make sure there's no one coming through and then turn their sights all towards B. You see the gravity well, the nano. And it's actually just 10 who's gotten past. He's got a judge. He's trying to get up close on Durka, and he does.
Oh, this stun's going to punish him, though, but gets out with his satchel. Clean movement.
They should know now that there is a little bit more bite on the other side of this, but Leo's Vandal and Chronicle, too. I mean, you thought you forced into it, and that would be enough, but in the face of these rifles, can you make it work? It's all onto Crow. He does have a little bit of a stinger. Woo! Almost hit the transfer, almost gets a second. Still wouldn't have been enough.
And just like Fracture, a little bit more damage done on that second.
Yeah.
Eco round attempt, but this time it was a full force, right? They still get that spike down so they can go for the same sort of punch. We'll see what they choose to do, because at this point they need to get back in this before Fnatic start converting rounds like this, and the one coming up, which they're actually having to reinvest a lot. I'm quite certain here the bonus will be canceled now.
Yeah.
But it is an anti-eco kind of, so yeah, it is full. Not even a Stinger bot, just Sheriff's light armor for Zeta. Plus Leo has his ult at this point because the 2 3Ks that he got.
I mean, Durka's so fast on this. Chronicle didn't even fault line to get him in that position. He just took the space quickly. So he saves that early bit of utility. Meanwhile, Alpha gets dropped.
Oh.
All right, the frenzies are working. Gonna be able to flip in towards C. Leo's the only one who's close by currently. He's got the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, he has to clear Garage before he's comfortable to do it. And now Crow actually popped his Seekers, so holy shocks. 10!
Oh!
Aftershock as well to deny the plant. Crow might go down to it. No, I think it missed, actually.
Either way, Spike goes down. Leo still with that ult. Look at how far Zeta are playing back. You've got Depp who's waiting outside double door. Sugar Zero who's playing even further back with the alarm bot to make sure there's no flank coming in through B.
Yeah, but note, it isn't planted for long, so deep positions won't be the greatest here. It's planted default, very safe.
Oh my gosh. What a shot. And Leo joining in on the action as well, and it all falls down to one Sheriff with how promising it looked.
Jesus. Leo is constantly bailing them out, man. I mean, this specifically this Haven is not the most perfect game from Fnatic, but I was talking a lot about the strategic difference between them and other teams. And this game, it comes down a lot to that individual level. Leo, 19-6. Durka, meanwhile, 6-13. Adds a little contribution to this round, but it's all Leo this half.
Poor guy's probably never going to play Jet again. given all the talks we've had about it.
Yeah, he's a raise one trick now. They're not able to punish the players who are doing some things like that.
About there. Careful
We'll have to
here.
see where the rest of this comes into. First big gun round here for Zeta.
Yeah, and it's I mean, to say big is probably selling it a bit short. Laz has an op. Durka's already so far up, and again, the fault line has not been invested. It's off of the recalled star that he finds just a little bit of space, but it seems like Laz,
try ult from
he
Leo.
doesn't know.
Oh, the spam,
What?
though. Is
How
he
did
gonna
he
get traded
know?
back? Nothing found. Only one tag to Laz, and Crow's going to heal him right back up. That is such a good read from Zeta there. I wonder if Durka showed his gun, but he's struggling this game.
And I think there are two things here to talk about. Yes, Durka got dropped, but I think also the Hunter's Fury invested. If it was maybe just one, it doesn't feel as bad. But an excellent read by Zeta.
This is still a lot of work being done here from Boaster on this deep push down long C.
He's patient, but how patient will he be? Dep's waiting on the other side. Less patient, but what a flick. Snappy out from the Sentinel.
And this is why Depp was the guy who a lot of people were putting the onus on for Zeta to do well in this tournament.
Oh, Alfear's really far ahead of everything here. He used the timing from the Nano to take some space, and he tried getting a second, but only one was found.
A great satchel from 10, though.
Chronicle and Leo, the two initiators, excuse me. One found, the second trying to snap on it, not doing so. That aftershock's not gonna feel good, but the timing from Laz on the swing is great.
Not much found from Fnatic there on that early aggression, and Zeta does such a great job to handle everything. I think that flick from Depp is just so crucial.
What?
It was last spotted something, and they called it out.
I saw a ping on the minimap, you're right.
And as well, when you see that recall, everything like that, that's definitely a read that can be made. That's somewhere where you can frequently spam and find in ranked lurking Reynas in most cases, but here Durka trying to be cheeky. But he's got the op online now able to take a fight against Laz. And he's going aggressive still.
Well, it's all set up off of Leo. Well timed. I thought he was going to get caught with his pants down, but no.
And both Astra's recalling stars there for everybody to fall off on. In those moments, you know there's been a killing field that must be evacuated.
We're going to get a little op battle, are we? Durka's weak. The flash to give Laz the angle. Does he dare re-peek?
Surely not.
He's considering it, but he takes a safer angle here.
Channel Kong here.
Yeah, just swing out.
Another star onto him. It's interesting because you would expect Laz to want to be taking these fights.
I mean, he's posted up for it. That Trailblazers, I don't know if that's going to reach far enough.
Oh, you missed it.
Never mind, it certainly does.
Those things go far, man.
Yeah,
way
they do,
farther
bro.
than you expect. Another recall from Sugar Zero. He has 2 stars ready for this execute. But that means there's not a grab well, there's no stun, which are necessary to deal with both Durka and Leo on this site. With
30
Chronicle as
seconds
well
left.
coming in, he has fault line, everything. There's
got
no
everything.
go here. 25 seconds, they've got to commit.
Well, this is comfort zone for Zeta, though. They like to burn the clock down. What? What? We're going to have to take a look at that one more time.
Yeah, but look at this. No, there's still no time here.
Yeah, the spike is still not out. Leo's able to provide a little bit of cover and buy some time, but they're going to crumble. Can Alfear do this on his own? He's gotten the first. He's got to stop the plant! But Alfear with a massive Red Bull clutch for Fnatic. Alfear does it again.
Through the window. Down onto site. And he does it sideways. This is just crazy. And Crow had to commit to that plant.
Yeah, he had no choice.
I mean, he could have got off and got the final kill, but
That's so risky.
the duality of Mini there.
Yeah.
You want to
No
play?
kidding.
Let's play.
Mini's a coach who just, you could tell over and over, demands perfection from his team. So despite winning a round, you're going to get frustrated when things aren't going their way. That one definitely looked lost, and then you have heroics that he can't help but celebrate too.
No, it is that coaching philosophy that leads to dynasties, though. And Fnatic,
Here.
are looking to get past Zeta to continue to cement theirs. Shot from Dirk. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's going to get away with the second.
How is he staying here?
He peeks a third time.
Yeah, that's
and look
crazy.
at Dirk laughing on the camera. They were playing whack-a-mole.
Laz has the much better angle there. But Dirk is just sitting in that when he really can't even see the head of Laz, and now he repositions the jump spots to get Laz on the angle. But 10 doesn't do it wide enough, so.
I don't remember how many shots Laz has left. What, 2?
2, yeah.
We were robbed of this duel initially, but we're going to get it this time, and Durka wins it out.
30 seconds left.
Those two. Now that we've had head-to-head battles between them, it's just perfect from Boaster.
Just so well played, so well timed.
There's
Look
a
at that,
dart,
dude.
there's
Yeah.
a stun,
Everything.
there's a peek.
You see that double initiator comp just being so good. Because what do you do in situations like that?
Yeah.
It just feels like you're being bullied.
It's not something that everybody can do, though. I mean, it's double
that's
initiator,
true.
sure, but it's Chronicle and Leo as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point.
Leo might be the best initiator util player in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say easily.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
And Chronicle might be second best in the world. It's moments like that that you appreciate. And other teams are really starting to, you know, get up there with that sort of combination. But here it is. Match point now for Fnatic in their opening game.
5 of the last 6 for the Masters champions. Another duel, another win for Durka as he gets a second. Look how 10 was trying to take off and satchel his way forward, but he never had a chance.
You can hear that satchel ticking away.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Chen-
cheering for an ace? There's only been 2 kills.
I respect it, though. I respect it.
That's me in my rank games for real.
That lockdown going to buy a little bit of time, but it really didn't push Fnatic back very much at all. He's got the blades.
Here
This
it comes.
might be where he goes for it. He's going to get some high ground.
He's waiting for the util here from Leo.
Spike planted.
And Chronicle.
Here.
What is it?
I've got your trail.
Cosmic Divide going to push them back. He tries to get up high. Is there anyone who dares show ahead? Durka with 3. Now you chant. Now you ask for it. Durka looking for it all. He's going to have to push past the Cosmic Divide. The 4th and the 5th. The faithful shall be rewarded.